you're playing Paulette, which is
Yes.
to me, Elle and Paulette are the two of my favorite characters in Legally Blonde. What was your first thoughts when you found out that you were going to be playing Paulette, and how did you pick your
I
version of her?
I was absolutely terrified. So, like, to be honest, I went in and I did my own interpretation of Paulette, but seeing, Jennifer Coolidge and the way she did the role and all those people that have come after her, I was like, these are pretty big shoes to step into. And with some of the roles that I've done in the past that were a bit more serious, and this was the first one where it was like, oh, I don't have to be angry at the world. I can just be a loving, spontaneous, funny, bubbly character. So yeah, I was terrified because I was, you have a, what do they call it? Where it's almost like you don't feel like you earned,
Imposter
you
syndrome.
know, exactly, imposter syndrome. So as much as I was excited, I was like, oh gosh, I hope I can at the very least do the role proud in a way that audiences are able to understand my interpretation. But yeah, pretty big shoes to step into, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
It's such Paula is such a big character, but I think exactly as you said, when you auditioned and saw Paulette in the previous version, it was always meant to
Yes.
be yours. It was just the right time, and the timing is
It
now.
was just the right time with the right pairing. Because today we did a scene with Amber, and it felt right. Like my Paulette to her Elle, it had to happen this specific time in this specific way, and I'm hopeful that the audiences will enjoy our interpretations of these classic roles.
Paulette is, to me anyway, very hilarious, but she's also very, I think, quite tender. What do you
Yes.
think people misunderstand about her?
I think under the layer of comedic relief and, just laughing at these two, I want to say oblivious characters to the situation that they're in, we did a deep dive into Paulette and just one of the things in her past coming from a toxic relationship that is obviously now when you read into the script, it shows that it's quite abusive. It was abusive and she's come out of that. So as much as we get this polished, has it all together version of Paulette in the show, when you start looking at her background and what she's been through, she's even a business owner. There's another layer to that. She's running the salon and she basically is like a therapist to all her clients. You start to realize there's so many layers to Paulette that would have been interesting if she had her own like spin off. But she's definitely a character that there's a lot more to her than meets the eye. And I guess as stepping into her shoes, I have the privilege of sort of looking down her history that some audiences might not pick up on, because we touch a little bit on the toxicity of the past relationship that she's coming out of. But as a woman, we know sometimes you carry a lot of these things and you mask with humor, or you mask with just getting on with life, especially as a Black woman. There's a lot of things you learn how to, put a lid on it, just get the job done, and you'll deal with it later at home alone with a glass of wine. But yeah, there's some of those layers that I'm just like, gosh, I really wish, he had time to go down that path. But I also think the way her character is a testament to the strength of women being able to overcome such difficult situations and still have a positive outlook on life. Because all she wants is for Elle to live her best life, regardless of what she's been through. She is encouraging Elle to chase her dreams, to chase the man she loves, even though she also likes someone else, but, hasn't got the confidence to approach them. But yeah, it's just, yeah, there's so many layers to her. She's a great friend.
She's very selfless, actually, when I think about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then when I think about like all like my hairdressers or going to like a typical Black hair salon, you put things to the side and you discuss issues that each person has. And, everyone wants to help each other out and, encourage each other. So I feel like she's taking a lot of that from her own culture and bringing it to the table with Elle. she's just very familiar to me. I feel like I know a lot of Black women that are like that, that have been through a lot, but you wouldn't know.
What attracted you to Paulette?
Every time I tackle a role, for me, there's always something that I personally want to walk away having learned from, their experience and the life that they've led and the way they've chosen to be without really leaning into like the typecast bracket. I feel like I've explored different areas of being a Black plus size woman, that this is a show that wasn't written for a plus size Black woman, but they've cast me as it. So I'm like, okay, what in the world of who I am and the people that I've grown up around, can I see Paulette in those people around me? And I have seen different characters, different versions of Paulette in my head. So when I got it on the table, I was like, it felt like it was a chance to just break out of the mold and do something completely different that I know it exists out there, and come and show it to audiences that these type of characters exist in so many different forms. I was just excited to just have fun as well.
That's the thing, isn't it? You get
Have
to
fun.
be a fun and just a great character.
Get to have fun, get to sing, get to just be a girl's girl. That's why I'm like, with the things that I've done before, they were quite heavy in terms of the takeaway or the theme. That this is unlike anything I've ever done before. I'm around girls, it's all pink, and we're just being girly and allowed to just have fun. And yeah, there's so much I could say about Paulette, honestly. But when I saw it, I was like, I really want to try it. Please give me a chance. And they did.
If you had to describe Paulette in 3 words, what would they be? And also, would those same 3 words describe you too?
I would say, oh, rambunctious. I think that's a word.
It is
That's
a
the
word now.
first word that popped into my head. I would say outspoken and soulful.
I
Yes.
like all 3 of those. And would you say that they also would represent
Yes.
you as well?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, obviously, when it comes to a personality of a person, there's always like little elements, but some of these elements that I'm picking up on are things that I've felt and expressed in my lifetime, whether or not it's after a couple of bottles or but yeah, it's there, and I just get to live it on stage and be free. I think that's what I would replace the first one with free.
Free. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is the nicest feeling, to just feel
Yeah.
free. Free to
Free.
be yourself, just free. If Paulette could give Elle one piece of advice that's not in the script, what would she say to Elle?
Do not care what anyone else thinks.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what I would say to Elle, or Paulette would say to Elle, because I mean, the show and the way that it turns out is a testament of not allowing people's limitations to stop you from achieving your goals. But even with Paulette, I don't take it as a small thing that she is like this, a woman who's a business owner. There's a lot that she's probably had to overcome herself in order to get to where she is, and I think that would be the biggest thing that should want Elle to not allow people to clip her wings.
I almost feel like the Paulettes I've seen previously almost needs that advice at the beginning of her journey.
Yes.
Mm.
I mean, it's I've always feel like in life it's always easier to advise someone
It is, isn't it?
than it is to advise yourself, which is funny. In the show, what you see is two friends who need each other,
Yeah.
who balance each other. Paulette is there as a listening ear, but she also advises Elle, and Elle does it in her own unique way, in a way that impacts Paulette, and the way her life then is forever changed after this friendship with Elle. But I think the number one thing that they both overlook is never judging each other based on each other's appearances.
Mm.
Because Elle goes to this random salon and just makes a direct, beeline for Paulette. Doesn't care what she looks like, where she is. She just sees another female and immediately feels safe. And I think the same thing with Paulette. She doesn't judge Elle the way she's dressed or what class she comes from. She just sees another, woman. So this show, oh yeah, we've just unpacked layers that even I hadn't
Yes.
really. I hadn't really considered before, but it's one of the things that makes this show amazing.
You're in rehearsals at the moment. Is there a song or a moment at the moment that you absolutely love and you cannot wait to perform?
I mean, to be honest, all the songs that I love, I don't sing. My favorite one is So Much Better.
Okay.
So much better. That belt at the end. Oh, I really wish I could just like it's just chef's kiss. But in terms of the ones that I've done, we haven't got down into the later stages of the show. So I'm interested to hear what we all sound like with all our voices together. But for now, it's So Much Better, definitely.
Karen, you have done quite a lot of theatre. I've got down here, you did The Colour Purple, you did Dreamgirls, you did Stranger Things, The First Shadow, and the list goes on. What past role helped you most with comic timing? And also, what past role helped you most with emotional timing?
Color Purple.
Oh, for both.
For both, because I got to play Sophia and I got to play alternate Celie. So when, it was a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot. Because the first role I started with was Sophia, so I got to learn how to own my who I am as Karen, what I bring to the table, that my size, and not be fearful about making my presence known on stage. And I mean, with the character Sophia in Color Purple, she starts off as a strong woman who gets broken down, but then she picks up again.
Yeah.
And then obviously Celie has also got the same journey, but hers is a lot more ruthless. But she still digs down deep and finds a strength within herself that comes shining out at the end. That show changed my life in more ways than I can say. Because at that time I was in a crossroads of deciding whether I really wanted to continue working in theatre. And it was a Curve project as well. So after that show, that's when I decided this is what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. Seeing the audience's reaction when they laugh, it felt great, but also when they cried, it felt like, okay, we're really digging deep into the human experience and walking away with different varying levels of lessons we've learned. But that was the show that stretched my abilities, and always with whatever show I've done next, I always look back on that and remember what really drove me to continue down this path. But I will be honest, the one that made me choose Legally Blonde was Stranger Things, because it was the theme were so like dark and
Yes.
Stranger Things. Yeah, I was like, you know what? It's time for pink.
It's a total opposite, isn't it? Because
It's
that
time for
whole production is so dark, especially the second half. It's scary.
It is scary, and you can imagine doing that for a year, and it's a 3-hour show. I had a great time there, but I was like, you know what? I think I need to go to the opposite scale of like happiness and pink.
Yes.
So yes, I think that's why during rehearsals we've been having a laugh, because I had so much of that just pent up underneath the Stranger Things bubble. So now I can just laugh and have fun on stage and bring joy.
Yes, which is so good. I'm just going to read a statement and you will tell me if that's a Karen or a Paulette. So the first one is, has cried over a dog.
Paulette.
Believes a new outfit can fix your whole week.
Karen. Yeah.
Nice. Would rather be 10 minutes late than have a bad hair day.
Oh gosh. Karen and Paulette. I'll say Paulette, since she's the hair master, I guess.
True, very true.
Yeah.
Your favorite song comes on and you have the biggest main character energy walk.
Karen.
Would
Yep.
choose a rom-com over a horror every time.
Karen.
Has a song that instantly turns them into a different person.
Karen.
Needs snacks nearby at all times. That's me.
Karen.
And the person that would win a bend and snap competition.
Paulette. Yeah. Yeah. I need practice there.
And then my last quick fire questions, which is a bit more about you, which is your favorite theatre space. So it could be one you've been in or one you've seen a great play in.
I'm gonna say the Curve. This gives me so much joy. I was actually thinking about it today. I was like, this is the perfect place to return to.
Favorite theatre show?
Color Purple.
Dream guest, so someone you would love to see Legally Blonde, and they could be anyone.
Beyonce.
Proudest career moment to date?
Dreamgirls. It was my first ever show, hardest show I've ever done. But when I look back, I'm like, you got through it. So Dreamgirls is definitely one that I'm like, you know what? If you can do that, you can do anything.
Mm.
Yeah.
A last fire question for you, Karen, is the person who's had the greatest impact on your career so far?
My agent.
That's really
Yeah.
nice.
My agent, Lindsay Cutner. It's been so, you have like your support team, but when you have an agent who believes in you and pushes you and, because I'm not the most organized person in the world, but the way she adjusted and she's direct with me, it made me really value the relationship that we have. So I'd say that is someone that I'm like, I could not do this without you.
I love that.
Yeah.
My very last question for you, Karen, before you enjoy your evening is, in 3 words, can you describe Legally Blonde?
Pink, glitter, joy.
Love it. Pink,
Pink,
glitter,
glitter,
joy.
joy.
Yes. More reasons why people should come, because
Yes.
pink, glitter, and joy.
But thank you so, so much.
No, thank you so much.